RMJ Movie Reviews back again. Alright, everybody. Now I'm coming with my next movie review of the 1986 Tom Cruise classic, Top Gun. Wow. Top Gun. This is actually the widescreen special collector's edition. 2 disc. I always love to get this because I like to watch the behind the scenes features. Top Gun. Like many other children and teenagers of the 80s, Top Gun is definitely a part of my childhood and one of the many movies that I saw multiple times on the Showtime network. If I remember right, I think it first came on Showtime, if I remember right. But I remember seeing this thing all the time. Matter of fact, I remember my brother actually recorded it off of Showtime back then, and he had it on VHS tape. Of course, that VHS tape is long destroyed. And essentially when I saw Top Gun, because I've only seen the film, I've only seen the film once all the way through from beginning to end, and that was actually when it had first come on video in the 80s. Kind of throughout the years, I've seen it kind of sporadically on cable, on TV, kind of pieces of it. But I mean, it's ingrained enough in my brain that I still remember it. Of course, I can never forget that "Take My Breath Away" and the Danger Zone song and the planes flying, and basically the whole movie, Tom Cruise going like this and putting his sunglasses on. I mean, none of us who remember this movie from that time could ever forget that. Essentially, when I saw Top Gun, which, let's see, I think that film came on video maybe when I was in kindergarten, because I think it was 86, 87, 80, somewhere in there, maybe 86 or 87. But I think I was about in kindergarten. I know I was in elementary school, and I remember we all watched it as a family. And I remember when I was a kid, I didn't really get Top Gun. Not so much didn't get it, like didn't understand the story. I mean, everybody really loved it, and I kind of just felt kind of numb about Top Gun. It wasn't so much bad to me, and it wasn't great to me. It was just kind of just there. As the years have gone on, I think really, more of my review is I'm not gonna rant and rave about how great Top Gun is, because in my honest opinion, I know I'm the minority, literally and kind of figuratively in my opinion on the film. I'm not the biggest Top Gun fan. That doesn't mean I hate the film. I don't hate the film at all. I think it's an old. Matter of fact, I think it's a good piece of popcorn entertainment, flashy movie making. And I think it does exactly what it's supposed to do. And in watching the behind the scenes features on the disc, that's what this movie was completely intended for. This movie was, and of course it was produced by Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. Don Simpson had passed away after he did The Rock. But back then in the 80s and in the early 90s, they were like the dynamic duo of just like, putting out these blockbustery kind of movies. And Tony Scott, who has, recently committed suicide, Ridley Scott's brother, this was one of his beginning films. And you can definitely see when you watch Top Gun, if there's anybody who completely ripped off a style of another filmmaker almost verbatim, that would be Michael Bay. Totally. And I guess maybe I'm being hard, because when Michael Bay made the first Bad Boys, that was Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. But I don't know how involved they were with that production, unless they just came in and out. But if anybody aped another filmmaker's style, that'd be Michael Bay. I mean, essentially everything you see in Top Gun, in terms of the shooting style and the way shots are, long lenses and photography model-y kind of shots of actors. I mean, that's everything you see in the Transformer movies, Pain and Gain, everything Michael Bay done now. Tony Scott was the precursor to the kind of Michael Bay-ish kind of filmmaking you see now. and all that stuff is here in spades. And I guess really more of my review is number one, this Top Gun is of zero substance. Zero substance. That's not a bad thing. That's just what the movie was intended to be. It was intended to be fast moving, flashy, great soundtrack, airplanes. That's what it was intended to be. And the filmmakers and producers say it. With kind of minor accuracy in terms of the Navy and their flight school, which Tom Cruise is Maverick. As I don't even actually have to tell you guys that, but Tom Cruise is Maverick, and him and his partner Goose, Anthony Gilbert Edwards, or Dr. Mark Green from ER, have been chosen to perform in this flight school Top Gun, which they train like the best fighter pilots in the Navy. The guys who really get out there and go head-to-head combat and have to, shoot to kill if they have to, airborne. Maverick gets involved with his instructor, played by Kelly McGillis, who's trying to teach them more safer ways of flying and trying to avoid your enemies, kill your enemies, whatever you have to do, but just engage in combat as safely as possible, which Tom Cruise's name is Maverick, so we all know he likes to do the opposite of playing by the rules, which all these characters do. And I guess, I don't know, I guess really more we could talk about why Top Gun is like completely ingrained in people's minds like forever. You hear Danger Zone or Take My Breath Away. People know you're talking about Top Gun, Feel the Need for Speed. I have friends who would sing that, that song that closes the credits, drunk at bars when I was in college. I mean, this movie has become a part of the cinematic lexicon. And I think, number one, it has to do with the fact of Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise was at the height of his game back then. You know what I mean? He had done Risky Business. He had done Legend. Fantastic visual movie. But, Tom Cruise, it's something about that boyish smile and the sunglasses and those beautiful shots of him riding the motorcycle and him with Kelly McGillis. It just took off, And then you've got the cheesy 80s soundtrack, which I love. I just love how 80s this movie is. The cheesy 80s soundtrack just I don't know. I guess Top Gun appealed to everything that was popular in the 80s at that time, which was the cheesy 80s music that you see in the movie, the montages, which was in every single movie or television series from the 80s. Miami Vice had a montage in every episode. MTV, I mean, this movie is essentially one long music video. I mean, I guess this is kind of the beginning of that heavy duty commercial filmmaking where the soundtrack, promotes the movie. And this movie, I think one of the reasons I like it is, number one, is the cheesy 80s montages. The volleyball scene is like one of my favorites, and guys, don't take that the wrong way, because I know Top Gun is like voted like the gayest movie of all time. I don't care about any of that. I just love the 80s cheese, and I think it's a pretty cool 80s song, and I don't know the actor's name. What's his name? Rick Rossovich or something. He's been in a bunch of stuff, but him kind of doing the bodybuilding stuff, and Tom Cruise going, "Let's go!" and they're doing this. And it's 80s cheese. It's fantastic. I love all the shots with it. I just love the cinematography and the music. That's pretty much the reason I like Top Gun. I just love the wide angle shots. I love the way the actors look, the long lenses, kind of the warm sepia tone look to the picture. It's just, I mean, this whole movie is just, guys going, yeah, that's the entire movie, of zero substance. And it's just, it appeals to what was great at that time, and Top Gun is a part of 1980s commercial cheeseball filmmaking. It stands the test of time for what it is. That's all I can really say about Top Gun. It's a fun piece of 80s filmmaking. You guys subscribe to my channel, share my video, give me a thumbs up, and leave some comments about Top Gun, some stuff I might have missed. And my next movie review is going to be the double feature of Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer. So, like I said, guys, leave some more comments about Top Gun, maybe some stuff I missed, I might have. And poor old Goose. Sorry about the way he went out, man. That's another one of my favorite scenes with the cheesy 80s music by Harold Faltermeyer, I think is his name, who did the music for Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2. And I think he might have did 3. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. But tune in, subscribe to my channels. RMJ Movie Reviews will be back again. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you soon.